Greetings and welcome to the Halloween edition of the Sliders Review. And I'm here today to talk to you about Disney Plus Goosebumps Season 1, Episode 6, Night of the Living Dummy. So, if you have Hulu, it actually, new episodes of Goosebumps come on before that of Disney Plus. Instead of waiting for, around like 1, 2 a.m. on Friday morning to watch Goosebumps, you can actually watch it on Thursday nights at 11 p.m. So that's a good thing. So I've been very much anticipating this next episode because Slappy and the whole Night of the Living Dummy has a very soft spot in my heart. See, not only is it one of my favorite episodes from the classic, not only is Slappy one of my favorite characters from their original series, but Night of the Living Dummy 2 was one of the first books I ever owned from Goosebumps. It's either the first one I owned or the second. The other one's Night of the, Phantom of the Auditorium. And so, I hate reading, but Goosebumps was really the only thing I ever made myself read. And so it always has like a spot in my heart. So so I'm going to take this episode very seriously and stuff. So I've been like anticipating it and stuff. And so it finally came here. And so the thing about Night of the Living Dummy is that some people who are not too familiar with Goosebumps or just a little bit, Night of the Living Dummy 1 never appeared on TV for some bizarre reason. Only the second episode, then the one where he wants a bride, and then the one where he has this other gangster dude, dummy type thing, and and stuff like that. There's only been about 3 episodes, I think, maybe 4. And so Night of the Living Dummy 1 has never ever appeared. So I've always wondered what it's about. Well, just like with this show, they take snippets of what it's about, and they change things around and crap like that. So basically, it's not like a full retelling, which kind of sucks. I was hoping that they would finally do that. I was also hoping that some of the past stars from the original series would appear in the new series. Sadly, they do not either. So, Slappy has a brand new appearance and a brand new voice. I'm on the fence for both of them. I'm digging the new design a little bit more than I am the voice. I don't know why they went with this voice. So basically it's like this. The picture on the left is the classic Slappy from the original series. He has a big head, bumps and wrinkles all over his face, orangish type hair, big eyebrows and eyes. He has a very menacing look, especially when he's on screen and he gives you the evil eye. He never looked like wood though. That's the thing. He always looked like he was porcelain or something. And I even rewatched Night of the Living Dummy 2 just to kind of get the feels for it, get my goosebumps on and stuff. The picture in the middle is from the movies. And in the movies, he resembled more what he looks like in the book. His suit's a different type color almost. And, he was voiced by Jack Black in the first one and some other guy in the second. I forget who voices the original one. The original voice kind of has that 1930s gangstery type voice, very Ziggy, type voice. The one from the movies, Jack Black, has more of a sinister type voice. And then of course the picture on the right is the new one. The one on the right is kind of a combination of both looks and everything. So I'm kind of digging it. He does have an ugly, creepy kind of look to him. But the thing about Slappy is Slappy was always supposed to be kind of like this ugly doll that I think this girl and somebody else found in the first book and stuff. And so he kind of has that ugly vibe to him, but he kind of has that combination of both. And so I'm kind of digging it. I'm getting used to it. The only thing I don't like is his top hat that they have in the show. However, his voice, From what I found on the internet, he's voiced by a 42-year-old British actor by the name of Chris Greer. And in the show, he sounds like an old British man. Doesn't really sound the way I thought he would sound. I thought he would have more of a jokey kind of voice, a gangstery kind of voice, or a sinister kind of voice. Personally, for me, I would have went with Mark Hamill. That would have been perfect. But I have no idea who this Chris Greer dude is. He's not a bad actor. He just sounds British. And I don't picture Slappy as being British. And so now we get kind of a backstory as to how all this crap kind of happened and what happened to Howard the ghost. And so we do get some explanation. And yes, once again, it's more that teen drama vibe. They do have a very goosebumpish type part in this episode. But, it's quickly rushed, just like all the other episodes. And there's more focus on the teen vibe crap. I'm kind of getting a little annoyed now by the whole teen vibe. When they gave all 5 episodes all at once, it's like, okay, whatever, I can digest it. But now that they're doing a weekly viewing, now I'm waiting, now I'm getting annoyed, and now I'm just kind of like, whatever. Like, if I want to watch a teen drama, hey, I would go and watch a teen drama and everything, I don't feel like really doing that when watching Goosebumps. It's not bad, the teen drama stuff. It's just crap you've seen before, but with a Goosebump vibe to it. And so the whole teen vibe is really weighing the show down a little bit. But we do get some interesting new details. It's not much, but it is interesting. So basically it's like this. Howard is still inside Mr. Britt's body and everything, and he's telling the gang of what all happened. And it's weird when he's in his body because he still acts very young and kind of nice and a little like juvenile, and you expecting him to be more evil or something like that, And so like basically, he's telling the story of his great-grandfather, who was a failed magician and everything. And so this was back in the 1930s. And so the failed magician, he needed a new prop. So he went to this magic store, but he didn't have enough money that he made for the night. He only had a couple of coins and stuff. And so then he hears a voice coming from like a chest. And of course, Slappy's inside it. So he asks for that. He brings it home to his wife, and his wife is furious. Basically, they're so poor that their hot water is about to be turned off. And the only money they make is the money he makes from like his gigs and stuff. So anyway, he goes to his next show and, he's not doing very good. But then, of course, Slappy takes over and everybody's loving it because the thing about Slappy is Slappy loves to insult people. And like he will just make fun of you and all kind of crap like that. So he's a hit. And because of that, he's booking more shows and he's getting a whole lot more money. This drives a wedge between him and his wife, who has a baby on the way. And so she basically says, pick me and the baby, or pick Slappy the doll. Well, of course, he picks Slappy. And so he basically abandons his family. And so we get the whole classic, card in the vest, and it's the magic spell. One of the things that always cracks me up with the classic show is how everybody says the spell differently. Because nobody knows what the heck they're reading. And I'm not even going to attempt to say it. And so, like, Slappy is starting to not so much take him over, but he is convincing him to do this and do that. So Slappy, through the magician dude, the magician dude gets mad at his manager. He's all like, do it now, do the spell. So he's doing the spell and he turns his manager into a giant living dummy doll. Now, Slappy in the older show did have this ability. He had that ability. He has turned people into ventriloquist dolls, in the older show. But it was always him doing it and never nobody else. And so, like, at one point, he wants the man to read the spell, another spell. And when the man reads the spell, he has a vision. And that vision is something burning. I don't know if it's a building or what. But the man now knows that Slappy is evil. And so, for whatever reason, the man buys a house in the city that the show is set in. And so, like, he buries Slappy inside the wall. Still no sign of his family. And the man apparently is living there all by himself. Well, go into like 1993, and now all of a sudden, Harold, the great grandson, and his family, his mother, bought the house along with their husband. Well, her husband. The mom is a descendant of the magician and stuff. So at some point in time, the family did rekindle with him. And when they moved into the house, he's all dead now, and the house is filled with tons of crap. Things that the magician do collected over the years with his fortune. And there we see like, the mask, the cuckoo clock, stuff like that. Where Harold, he has pet worms. That's where the worms came from. Harold is a very strange kid. He's awkward, and a year ago he got picked on so badly at school that his family had to move. So his family's all like, make new friends, this and that. He's all like, that won't never happen. But his dad gives him a camera. I think he got the camera from like a pawn shop or something like that. It's an older version from like the 70s. That's where the camera came into play. So he gives it to his son. His son goes to school, joins the photo club and everything, and meets Sarah. Sarah wants to introduce him to her friends, but he's all like, they're cool, he's not. So we get this whole teen crap. So basically, he finds the ventriloquist doll. And, he loves it. His parents all like, dude, this is kind of dumb. Like, kids are going to make fun of you again. This is why we did what we did. But he ends up like, trying it out at school for the talent show, and Slappy takes over and he's a riot. Now Howard loves Slappy, but the parents do not. And they don't want him taking Slappy to school because they're like, dude, you're just going to get picked on. Slowly, the doll starts to take over that of Harold's mind. So Harold is now turning evil. He is jealous because he thinks Ben and like Sarah are like together and all this other crap. And at one point, he's talking to Slappy. That's when Nora walks in and she sees that Slappy is talking all by himself. She freaks out and she tells Sarah. Slappy says something very interesting. He says that there's something different about that girl. So there's going to be something special, magically probably, about her. I don't know what, because I could not see nothing special about her in those 5 episodes. So what the heck is so special about her? We will not find out until many episodes later. So Sarah, of course, doesn't believe it. So when he's doing like first he goes home, his parents piss him off, and then he turns his parents into living dolls. So when he's at school again with Slappy, something happens. I forget exactly what, but like, the parent group realizes as they're teens, something's wrong with this dude. Like, and they come to the realization very quickly that, what? As soon as he had that doll, his personality changed. We need to get rid of that doll. And Nora's like, well, I've been trying to tell you that for the longest time. So that's just when they break into his house. They steal Slappy, and Slappy uses his powers to make all kind of crap like happen in the house as Ben's trying to steal him. They sneak out, and then the house catches on fire. It turns out they did not push Howard down the steps. That Howard merely just tripped backwards, and the house caught on fire. This is when Sarah tries to go back in the house, and they're all like, no, he's dead, and blah, 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 blah. And let's just forget the body, because I can't go to jail, and blah, blah. So it's basically, I know what you did last summer. And they pulled a Ben Willis by, wanting to dump the body and stuff. So then they're all like, what the heck are we going to do with Slappy? Well, he pops out of the box and he is pissed off. This is when Ben takes him and dismembers him and stuff. Now, it's interesting that Ben was able to rip him apart because the parents tried to burn Slappy, but they realized something. he will not burn for some reason. When Harold went back into the house and saw that, that's when he turned his family into dolls and crap. So one of the girls is all like, look, my dad has like a mine shaft and we're just gonna dump the body there and stuff like that so nobody will ever find him. So yeah, they have not explained how all the stuff in his house becomes magical and starts haunting people. My guess is that Slappy used one of his spells and brought all like a curse on that stuff. So the kids are all like, man, that Howard sounds messed up in the head and blah, blah, blah. Well, at least our parents aren't murderers and blah, blah, blah. Well, Mr. Britt's all like, no, your family, your parents are like totally murderers and stuff. They let Harold die. And so he just flips out on them and everything. And they're just kind of like, well, Margot, the smart one's all like, man, how do you know this story? So then he's all like, oh, because I am Howard. And there he transforms into Howard, the like burnt up looking ghost version. So what happens to Mr. Britt's body? Is it still there? Is it still intact? Is it burnt up? Is it a projection? Like what exactly is it? Like, you know what I'm saying? So of course the kids freak out. It's an okay episode. It's an okay episode for like, how Slappy got in his possession and stuff, even though the story was very quickly told. It's an okay episode, but there are things lacking. They don't explain how all the like stuff in the house got haunted. You have to use, I guess, think outside the box. There's this whole thing with Nora. Why is she so special? Because she didn't want to go back in the house and get Howard because she's all like, no, like he's dead. Like I can sense it, something like that. Or like this doll is evil. I can sense it. She has some type of power we do not know yet. And it's very odd and it's very bizarre. So I wish they would have explained a little bit more than that. They got 40 freaking minutes. Like they can explain a little bit more. The teen stuff was just okay, but it was very quickly done. Like this show is very quickly rushed. That is the problem with it. When it gets to the whole goosebump stuff, it's like they have like the template, the notes, and they just quickly rush right through. And it's kind of like you want to see more. Because the thing about Slappy is that every time somebody, like a little kid has him, they try to get rid of him because he's trying to kill them and everything. And we see the magician dude try to get rid of him, but Slappy never tried to kill him. He just saw that vision. And how did he see that vision? And how is it he's able to withstand Slappy, but Howard's not? Is it because of Howard's age or what? Like, you know what I'm saying? So this is getting interesting, but it's starting to slow down. And now that it's coming out weekly, it's going to get slowed down more. I wish they would just put all the episodes out now because nobody wants to watch this in November. This is why it came out in October. Also, if the episodes start to slag, then people are going to lose interest. But so far, the first 5 episodes got very huge ratings on both Disney Plus and Hulu because people have been waiting for a Goosebump television series revival for over 30 years. And the movies were very much differently. I will say this, like I said this before, the first movie was all right. At first I wasn't really feeling it, but once all the spooky stuff started happening and the book started opening, that was pretty cool. This show needs to hurry up and do that more. It needs to feel more spooky and everything. It needs to feel more scary. It's still just a mid-okay show. It's still a YA novel teen drama type show that sprinkles in a little bit of goosebumps and stuff. And there's no excuse for them not bringing back the original cast as cameos or guest appearances because this show, I believe, is filmed in Canada and the original one was filmed in Canada. And many of those stars do not act anymore, so I'm pretty sure that they will love to come back. That wasn't that spooky. Alright, well, I shall talk to y'all later. Bye.